network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, back on the program, our friend, Sean Paul. Ebro Rosenberg, new album on the way, Scorcha.
Yes, sir.
What's the record? No Fear with Damien Junior Gong Marley. That's the tune
featuring
right
Nicky
there.
Jam,
And Nicky Jam.
Big up.
Bringing the islands together.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing we are doing. I mean, especially on that album that I just gave you live on Livin. But this new single that's dropping on Scorcha, it's just kind of like to bridge that gap. You know, we're so close, but the language barrier is keeping us far. But the music is so close. People ask me, who produced the track? It's on reggaeton. And I'm like, well, it's a reggaeton producer and a dancehall producer. So even in that sense, the both of them is
cousins.
That's dope.
Yeah, they're cousins anyway.
Relatives.
Same.
Relatives. Live and Livin', this came out last year. If you missed
March.
it, you got Sean Paul with Junior Gong on here and Chi Chi Ching. And you got Massacre and Skilly Bang on here, Movato's on here, Sasko's on here, Buju Banton on here, Busy Signal, Serrani.
Crazy.
This was Grammy nominated?
Yeah.
For Best Reggae Album?
Yeah,
Best
man.
Reggae Dancehall?
It was 21 artists, basically, including myself. So all the people well, most of the people I rate and revere. There's other people's too. But all of these people, you know, engineers, producers, and artists, you know, big things, you know. We was on the lockdown. I was telling you a while ago that sometime there was like 6-week periods of time where we was like lockdown from Friday till Wednesday. So we was just in the studio. We was just doing that, you know what I mean?
How are things in Jamaica right now with COVID?
Everybody on the street, man. We outside now. It just like about 2 weeks ago, they lifted everything. Like, yo, ban on masks, ban on just free everything. Yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to wear the mask. Everywhere is open now, straight up till late. So be hearing dances going on till 4 in the morning again. I'm like, damn, am I ready for this life?
Right.
Well, and how do you feel about that? Were there things you sort of grew to like about being at home?
About being at home, yeah, for sure. Like being on the road now is a little hard, especially with the kids.
You got little kids.
Yeah, they FaceTime me though. He's like, yo, I figured it out, Dad. I figured it out. I'm like, all right. So yeah, he was just going to school this morning and did the same thing, hit me up. But that's a little different for me. But seeing that it was freeing up, and I just knew, like, with the pandemic 100 years ago, you had the roaring 20s after that, bro.
Right.
So I just kind of gave my mind. I know kids is going to go out. And I'm seeing that even in the crowds I'm doing here. There's a younger crowd and they're wilding out. It's dope.
It's interesting too because things do go in cycles.
Yeah.
And that is interesting. I never thought about it like that.
The roaring 20s.
That the roaring
right after
20s
the
were
Spanish
immediate.
flu.
It did, man. It flew open and then it was like, you know what I mean?
People were out shaking.
People had a reason to celebrate. But I'm thinking the lockdown was different for you because we always talk about you in this sense, how you never stop working.
Yeah.
Like you're always putting out new music from different genres. Like, so you sitting down had to be completely different.
Yo, the first 5 months I was numb because I got asthma. So, and then the stories I was hearing, I was just like this. I go on the porch and just look out. And then, kids run around. Mom like, leave daddy alone. I was really like, like 5 months.
Scared? Were you scared?
Yeah, I didn't go nowhere. I didn't go to the supermarket, bro. My wife and my mom had to be like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not going nowhere.
And for people who don't know, Sean Paul, you would think, well, he probably never goes to the supermarket, but actually he does. He's you live a very regular life in general.
Yeah.
So you were just physically scared of the illness?
Yeah, man. I mean, asthma already, I know what it feels like to not be able to take a full breath of air.
So that's a scary thought.
Yeah, and I've had friends that was really tested by it, and some that passed away, RIP to them. And so it was really scary for me.
Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird with COVID? Like, no matter how you feel about vaccinations or how you feel about mask requirements, like, ultimately, no one can deny that it kills people. Like, if you're vulnerable, you can die. I don't think anyone could argue against
Paul,
that.
It's not just a family member or concerned about an elderly person. It's yourself.
Well, I was concerned for my grandmother. She's 98. She lives with us.
So you had
Right.
She already have like that breathing problem. My mom too. She's up there. So it's like that was also a concern.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't. And funnily enough, My mom got it like in one of these weak strains, and I was like, damn. And she was like, yeah, I was feeling a little way, tested, but she spent 2 days feeling down, and she was up, and that gave me encouragement. A lot of people gave me encouragement. I would
You
say.
all got vaccinated or?
Yeah, vaccinated, but I haven't had any boosters.
No boosters yet.
No.
Are people getting vaccinated in Jamaica?
It's been a thing.
I was going to say, I would imagine it's been a little slow.
It's been a thing. Some people didn't even want to do it because there's, these big conspiracy theories. And like I went to the first one and I saw one of my G's. He's an engineer and he's sitting over there. So I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's like, nobody see him. He's hiding it out because it's kind of like you get the stigma like, oh, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
From the streets, anyway.
Yeah, from the streets.
The streets was anti-vax, and people who had just a little bit of reality and living reality was like, nah.
I was more kind of that way about the mRNA. You know what I mean? So I took AstraZeneca. I had a friend said to me, "What gets a superstar, bro?" I was like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, yo, it was actually Damian Marley. He's like, yo, AstraZeneca, I'm hearing bad things about that one. I'm like, bro, we're hearing bad things about all of them. But, there's also a good side, which I'm paying attention to that more.
Yeah, it's so funny, though. I had the first experience like that you're referring to. I went to one of the first rap shows I went to when Alchemist and Boldy and all those people played, and I saw Joey. I saw a bunch of people, who have some Rasta beliefs and certainly a different viewpoint than I do on some things. And they were busting my balls. Like I was being...
You're the clown.
I was being clowned for being vaccinated. They're like, oh, you get another booster yet? Where's your next booster? And I'm like, so funny because if y'all were in my world, people would be clowning you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
But I was kind of one of those too. Everybody that got vaccinated first, and any one of my close friends, I was like, yo, you going pubic hair on your feet now? Or how's that going?
We did the same thing. Rosenberg came in and was like, yo, you got a third eye growing on your forehead. So you turn into a zombie tomorrow.
But it is really interesting. When I look at you, I feel like you're a healthy human being, but you never know who has really underlying condition.
Yeah, you have a pre-existing condition.
I had a little sister, actually Russian, the producer, his cousin, and God rest her soul, his little niece actually, and we didn't know she had a condition, and that one frightened me because I know her. You know what I mean?
Well, it's crazy too because we're sitting here right now, 2 years, and everything's opening up. Jamaica's opening up. We're opening up. Simultaneously, we just lost Kay Slay here at the station.
Exactly.
To
I was going to mention that.
So,
too.
as it's happening,
So
it's still...
Sunday was the funeral.
Yeah, Sunday was the memorial.
And it's still, I'm just stepping out, and I'm hearing he battled for like 4 months. I'm like, oh my God. So, it is nerve-wracking, but I came out of that 5 months, and then I started doing things. I started going back to the supermarket, right? And then, I kind of slowly coming out of the shell. And I feel I'm like, yo, life has to go on, So face it, get the proper protocols, and at least that makes you feel comfortable. My holy water right there is rubbing alcohol. You know what I mean? And,
Clean the germs.
Right.
I want to play some classics from Sean Paul today. We're gonna play some heat. We're gonna play this new record I love. You got a record on Scorcha with Sia. You guys have had a lot of success. That record's been out though.
Yeah, it came out in November last year.
Yeah, but you guys have don't you guys have a few records together?
Yeah.
What's that relationship? Because she don't come outside for everybody.
Yo, you know what? Somebody, management came to me one day and said, would I consider doing a song? I was like, yeah. And that was the first one. It was a remix of her tune, and then that went to #1. And from that, she was like, yo, we should do some work. But I've never met her. I've never physically.
That's perfect. Good. She lived in the brand.
Wow.
I even was like, when the video came out, I was gonna put my wife with just one of them wigs. So stand up over there.
I got Sia for the video.
Sia probably sign off her. She'll be like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
do that.
she ain't showing her face, but that's the beauty of her being an artist to me. It speaks to her talent. It speaks to like her songwriting. Everybody, we have to be in your face for people to be flipping so quickly, and they go, wait, what's that? You know what I mean? Oh, that's my artist. I see the face. Right? It's like a recognition thing. For her, it's her voice alone.
Yep.
So I also want to play today this record we've been burning down up here, the joint with you and Shinsia on Shinsia's album.
She's dope.
That's a joint.
That song is a banger.
Yeah.
So tell us, you as I mean, you are.
You could say it, man. I'm a statesman. I'm an elder statesman right now.
No, I was actually going to say an
That is
ambassador of not only dancehall and reggae, but obviously Jamaica too, but also a songwriter. You know the difference between like, yo, I'm just doing this record for the clubs versus now I'm about to write one of them ones that's gonna, reach beyond
Transcend
clubs and transcend a specific genre, right?
Yeah.
Is that wisdom that you impart on younger artists? Are you actively helping teach people, help people learn how to write different types of songs?
More by example, man. Like when we get in the studio to do, I just suggest, and if they don't take, that's on,
Yeah, that's their creative.
Yeah, that because I'm doing work with them because they're inspiring me, so they ain't doing wrong. But I'm just trying to add to something that I think will transcend and be like, yo, I think if you bring the song this way, it might be a different look. You know what I mean? You never know. Also on the production side too, my brother's like that a lot. Like I'll hit a little beat, when it's just like a normal kind of like dancehall beat, and then I'll spit on it, and they're like, yo, that's a dope song. But he goes in and he puts different things on it. He takes out this drum, he replaces it with something else, and it becomes something else for me. You know what I mean? But that's what artwork's about on music. It's never like I'm going to make, this. I'm going to bake this.
And there's
today.
not one right way to do it.
Nah,
There's
it's
not
mixed
one
up.
way.
Art reflect life for me. So I just.
I've seen you be very passionate. I know it's very important to you to make sure that the generations come together around music and make sure that cats who are older in the game aren't looking down upon and ostracizing newer artists trying to figure it out, specifically in the Jamaica music scene. Talk more about why that's important.
Because they're the future, you know what I mean? And there's no way to lead them by keep on telling them you're doing something wrong. If in our opinion or my opinion, that's a little bit wrong then, or it's something that I don't think will go very far. For me to keep on like, yo, that ain't going nowhere, don't, you know what I mean? It's better when we get in the studio, I'm like, they're dope, I can hear it. I know the talent, I see it. They just need some direction. And that's what happened when I was young. I had that direction. You know what I mean?
And who was that for you?
Those were the producers, because they were the first, what you call that word? The gatekeepers. You know what I mean? They were the first. If you couldn't make it into the studio, there was 100 people outside, and you're waiting. Some people sleeping on the carpet to get voiced, bro. I'm serious. Like, that's how.
Just to get on the microphone.
To get on the mic.
The biggest, the Kelly brothers or
Yo,
whoever.
Bro, Kelly brother. The first studio I went to with Dave Kelly. There was 19 people in the room, and he said, "Oh, you named Sean Paul, come in." And he goes, "You're pressuring the AC. Your mom's calling you. It's time to go eat some lunch. And he kicks everybody out in a different way. He's like, Ebro, go change your hat. Like he gave everybody specific, get out. And everybody was like looking at me like, who this dude? Now, I mean, how come we waiting here all, I had a link that said, this dude is hot, he's coming to the studio. I went there, I spat everything I had. He's like, I don't like you on this rhythm, I'll voice you on something else. And that was it for me. And I was like, damn.
Is it a rhythm that we would know?
Yeah, it was, it's a bit of teeny weeny, little bit. I didn't get on that rhythm. And I was like, damn, so, but I got a chance, I got a door in, but so I didn't stand on the carpet and stand up there, but I got that in, but then it still wasn't, you know what I mean? So those are the gatekeepers, and those are the people that made you try harder. I mean, like I was voicing with Steely, God rest his soul. We were voicing Hot Gal today with Mr. Vegas, and he kept cussing me. He kept stopping and like, yo, big DJ, bigger than that, man. Yo, come on. Yo, start by the thing. And I was like nervous. Like, I'm like, damn, competition have to go and call me first. So like, you know what I mean? It's not like today, some of these kids, they got the Fruit Loops or the, whatever on
Nobody's
the computer.
pushing them and challenging them like
this
that.
is what I feel like. And I love that vibe, of course. But that's, to me, not really being guided. And so when I'm in the studio with them, I like to try put some guidance as to what rhythm we pick, or what kind of hook it can be, or whatever. So yeah.
So Steely was the hardest on you. He pushed
He was the hardest on everybody. Ask anybody. He make you skip rope in that voicing booth. You know what
Literally?
I mean? It's in terms of, you felt like you was like lifting weights in
Like
there,
you're
bro.
trying again and again and
Yeah,
again.
because he was like, he wouldn't be like, okay, tech. Some engineers are really passive and they're accommodating. Like, yo, let's take that again. No, he's like, yo, I'm to you, bigger DJ than that. Yo, stop at the engineer. And you like, damn, you start getting them sweats. But that's what it's true. But it make you the dirty rock, the big diamond that you is. I mean, that was the pressure that made like, yo, I gotta do this now. You know what I mean? If I don't do this now, it's gonna be like Dave Kelly time. Yo, you out the studio. Everybody else come back.
Was
in.
it?
Your mom's calling you. Your hat sucks.
Yeah.
Was it?
Everybody, big up Dave Kelly with a different thing. He was like, yo, Kieran, I don't like them Conrae shoes you got on. Get out. Yo.
Do you think it was also different because you had to physically press stuff up? So like when you're doing your joint, they're gonna press it up on 45.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pressed up. All the rhythm records then eventually will be pressed up on VP records, whatever, on Greensleeve, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Now there's a little less pressure in the studio. If it's not good, you do another one in 2 weeks. But when you're gonna press the shit up on vinyl, it needs to be.
Yeah, it needs to be. And most of the time, that time it was like you don't have the time to do overtakes. It's like you know the song fully. You could do it from intro to. I give you a funny one. In Not Getting No Bly, I was doing the intro, and at the end of the intro, people ask me, "What you saying?" I'm like, "I really don't know what I'm saying." I was trying to hit the one. You know what I mean? I was getting ready. So I was like, "Now I get no Bly."
Because you were just thinking about I got to.
And I'm like, "Now I get no Bly," and everybody's like, "Yeah," but they don't ever. Everybody's like, "What you say there?" I was like, "I don't remember what I said, but I really mumbled." That was it.
The Scorcha album, when does it drop?
May 27th.
May
God, it's on about a month.
Yeah, just about a month.
Okay. And back on tour, back on the road.
Yeah. Doing like this was 5 dates in a row. I got about 2 weeks here and there in July in Europe, but then I come back to the States with Pitbull in September, October. That's gonna be a nice run.
Pitbull, Sean Paul shows. Those are stadium joints, right?
Yeah,
Y'all do
man.
arenas, all types of shit.
Yeah, he do it big up Pit. And
Well, and also too, the word on the street is Sean Paul does shows like, I mean, they'll have you in Saudi Arabia, Argentina. Like, there's
the
a
next
whole
day.
other Sean Paul. Like, there's the dance hall classic. You come out show, and then you have a pop.
yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah,
the
it is.
and
World
the
show.
and the Latin fusion one.
And then,
So I have to know like who is in that. Like I was in a show in LA in February, not LA, California, and I didn't know what type of people was going to be there. But if I knew, I would have done Bailando. I'd have done the song with J Balvin,
Right.
Contra La Pared, because there's a lot of Latin, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I
that's
was like,
interesting.
damn, that wasn't in the set. But you know how it go.
You really have something for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, at first, you know, I'm doing hardcore dancehall, and then it gets to be a little stagnant. You know what I mean? So you start reaching out because again, transcending what you know, you have to look at the clues. It's kind of like making your coffee in the morning. It's like, a little bit sweeter, or a little bit. You know what I mean? You have to watch the clues. So I'm like, I'm putting out these dancehall tracks, and it's getting to be stagnant. So let me put some tracks out where it's still dancehall oriented, but I'm reaching out to Latino world. I'm reaching out to some pop kids, UK side, like yeah.
But also, you know the story of how the music from Jamaica moved throughout the world. Like you're a student of the game, right?
Yes,
like
sir.
the you know, whether it be Caribbean music like calypso, soca, like all of this is zouk. All of this is the backdrop of so much mainstream music.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when people ask me what I do, people who don't understand the music, I say it's a son to reggae, it's a brother to hip hop and reggaeton, and they get it. As you say that, they're like, oh, you know, instead of just saying,
Because you're
it's
saying
urban.
dance hall, they don't get it.
Yeah,
Or-
sometimes they don't get it. Like I was sitting on a plane, a lady was like, "You got this stuff on you. What are you doing?" So I'm like, "I do dancehall," and she's like, "What?" I said, "Reggae." She go, "Oh, reggaeton," and I was like, "Nah,
No, reggae.
It's a little different, but we're cousins." But anyway, yeah.
You know the reggae part of reggaeton?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That part.
So what do you do if you don't know who the crowd is? All right, you got paid a big bag. They bring you in, don't know what the crowd is, but you have 10 minutes. What do you do in those 10 minutes without any knowledge of what the crowd's going to be like?
I have a bag called catalog, and I just bring it out. And,
So what is it? So what are the ones? Like if you're like, these are the ones I'm hitting.
everything from Dirty Rock, a couple before that, like, you know what I mean? Like there's 5 songs on Dirty Rock that y'all have to make.
You're doing
huge.
Deport Them.
Yeah.
Get Busy,
You know it.
Burning,
Exactly.
Temperature.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm Still in Love.
Yeah, so it's about 10 songs. Yeah, that's really a strong catalog. So those help, you know what I mean? Both audiences rate those songs. Most audience.
Did someone tell you, did you know, or is this just how your patois and everything comes together? Because I use you as an example for even artists from Africa, the Caribbean, whatever, where I'm like, you know, Sean Paul was able to capture a large audience because of the amount of discernible English that was available in the hook of the song. Yes. So even if you don't speak patois, you don't understand Jamaican patois, by the time the hook of the song comes around, there's an opportunity for everyone to get involved.
You know, a couple words, yeah.
Was that on purpose?
It was conscious once I realized that that's what's helping.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because I would still be doing some songs where it's like I'm spitting, like I have songs in the old school days like Akame, Falabakame, Demo, Takame, Demo, Sagame. And even though that's got melody, sometimes people are like, what is he saying? Because I'm pronouncing words with H without the H. And I'm like, what's he saying? So when I started to, you know, give me a light more and it's kind of like put in, like I didn't drink Mo at the time. I didn't drink Moet, but I heard people speaking about Mo. I come to the clubs there, people like, yo, a bottle for you, Mr. Paul. We bought it for your table. We love your music. And I'm like, so it gets in there. And I'm like, all right, let me talk about some more. Let me do that. And it reaches out, you know what I mean? So same way for me with reggaeton. I do not speak the language, but when I find out what one word means, gasolina, he means, okay, I get it now. So, you know, it's a similar type of thing.
Incorporate the vernacular.
Yeah.
Sean Paul's gonna hang out for a little while. And maybe Sean Paul is a part of Whitish Wednesday.
I would like that.
Jamaica has a big fan base of country music that a lot of people roll.
Yup.
Yep, for sure.
Nah, and pop music too. Pop music is huge down there.
Yeah, like you jazz festival, you would see any people from like, and my lawyer, she always laughs. She's like, Air Supply? That's not country, but
Air
but
Supply's
yeah,
a big deal.
they you know, we dig it. Songs like ballads and that kind of thing, and that's what country music has a lot of. It tells the stories. You know what I mean? Some songs I don't even know. I go to the jazz festival and people singing this out. It's nuts. You know what I mean? So Kenny Rogers, big up to him.
Big.
R.I.P., but big up to him. Who else?
Dolly
Of
Parton.
course, Dolly Parton. Willie Nelson. All them songs, bro. All of them.
Caribbean women love
Original
Celine
cats.
Dion, son.
Yo,
Yo.
I've been in the dance like
He
at
said,
2:30. At 2:30, and we like getting in, and you know, big hot music playing, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, far. And I'm like, yo, we are singing this at 2:30 now.
That's so funny.
Wherever you are, yeah.
Yeah, we got to do this Whitish Wednesday.
Yo, Sean
So
Paul,
good.
man, get that new project, Scorcha. Also, make sure you go get this live and Livin. A lot of great music. We love you, brother. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
coming through, man.
Always.
Thank you for the time, bros.
My brother.